Okay guys, part two. A little bit more detail on the Azraels. Will Zaramano, since he is a custom knife maker, he can make these in a plethora of different materials that you guys would want to choose from. If you had a specific blade steel that you wanted to work with, he could use that handle material. He's got all kinds of Damascuses, Damascus frames. I've seen him with the double titanium, bodies on his blades. He does make a larger version of this, where I believe it's a 4¼ inch blade length. This one is 3 7/5 inches long, I believe, or just beyond 3.5 inches. I think it's 3.75 to the actual handle. Yeah, just under 3.75 inches to the handle. So actual cutting edge is 3.5 exactly. So the Sebenza, you guys all pretty much know. On the regular, it's perfectly to the handle is 3.5 inches. Whereas if you go to the classic, it is ever so slightly longer. The blade is at, let's see here, 3 and, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so 5/8. So 3 5/8 inches for the actual blade to the handle on the regular. Now on the Umnumzon is even longer than those, both of them, and it comes out to, from the handle, well, actually it's exactly the same as this guy to the handle, so as the classic, should I say. Sorry, I'm getting a little out of frame here. I'm trying to measure all these up, not looking through the viewfinder. So he does, I know that he makes a larger one of these. I believe that the handle's ever so slightly longer. I believe the blade is longer. And I also know that he makes a mini. So it's like getting a Chris Reeve miniature. Every time that he has one pop up on the forums, I miss it. I miss it by a matter of minutes. I missed one by a matter of days. And they're hard to come by. I have not asked Will to special order one for me yet, just because the need hasn't really arisen yet, since I just got my second one of his. The only reason why I got the second one at the time, I had money and it was worth it to me to go ahead and get it. Plus I really liked the coloration of this. I'm not sure if this is a G10 or if it's the other handle material that I can't seem to remember right now. But definitely good stuff. This one's a lot smoother than the other one. This one's a lot more textured. So you guys could probably hear that. Definitely both have grip, but this one has more. So there's just, it's ever so slightly different as far as that. His miniatures pretty much are about the same price, direct from him. He is on Blade forums. He does have his own page under the makers. So if any of you are Blade forum members, you're interested, or you'd like to talk to him, he's on a daily basis. I mean, the guy's a good guy. He's willing to talk to you. If you have any questions about his knives, he's more than happy to answer them. He's a really good guy. And I believe that, for a knife maker to actually respond to you as quickly as he does, I think that, he's probably one of the better ones out there, because a lot of guys, you'll ask questions about stuff, even if it's their own knife, and you could be waiting weeks before they'll even respond to you. Most knife makers are, you know, they're good guys, not saying that any of them are bad, but I have asked other knife makers questions about their knives and waited on responses for long periods of times. Chris Reeves, that's one thing that they're good about. They're on the forums as well. They're always pretty much answering questions and stuff like that. So they do have I can't remember what it is, but they also have a forum page as well. It takes them a little bit longer. So far, I've asked Will a couple of questions, and he was back to me within, I think it was at least a minimum of an hour. At least the last one that I asked him about. Somebody was selling one of his older version knives, one of the originals, and he was back to me within an hour. I wasn't expecting it to be that quick, so but it's usually same day. He gets on them regularly. He's constantly posting new information about certain events that he'll be attending, certain knives that he's coming out with, you know, all kinds of stuff. So he's a good guy, guys. Now, hopefully, Mike at elongate. Sorry, I don't even want to say your web channel anymore because it's confusing to say. Elongatuspiranha. That's a tongue twister, buddy. As far as comparison against the Sebenza or the Strider, fairly similar. Much a lot heavier duty, at least in comparison to the S&G or the concealed carry. These guys are the ones that aren't the Legos, blockiness. These ones are meant for concealed, and I really love the double gunner grips. I would probably carry one of these around if I wasn't actually carrying this one around. I have thought about it on multiple occasions to go ahead and carry one of these around, but this one is so much lighter. This is a beast. This one probably weighs almost at least double what the Strider weighs. The blade stock is very heavy, and the titanium is thicker as well as this, the G10. In comparison to a Sebenza, it's heavier as well. Let's see here. Comparison to the Umnumzon, still heavier. It's a very blade heavy knife. The regular, still heavier. In the handle, I would probably say that it's probably lighter than the Sebenza or the Umnumzon, but the blade stock just makes it that much more heavy. Those thumb studs, the extra addition of the flipper, definitely make it a lot more of a beastier knife. The choil, the choil of this thing, it just fits your hand perfectly. For everyday tasks, you know, it lets your thumb get right up on there. You can get pretty close to the tip if you had to. If you needed to run your finger up there, every position that you put your hand into, it's very comfortable. If you had to go into defensive roll, this thing fits into your hand like a glove. So, but I do have big hands, so maybe it fits mine better than others. But definitely great knives for the price. $265. That's cheaper than any Sebenza that you'll find. That's cheaper than any Strider that you'll find. And your materials are beefier, heavier duty, just as good looking. Maybe not as tip-top of construction, but you really can't complain. The blade centering's perfect on both of these guys. Blade centering's perfect. Okay. Lockup, solid. Well, this one's probably loose since I've been flipping it, so yeah, it's a little loose, but super solid lockup. This thing is a tank of a lockup. You guys see how much of a tank of a lockup that thing is. If I push it in, hear that crunchiness, I can't even get it out with my thumb. I have to literally use both thumbs to get it unlocked. Like I said in my last video, I did notice that there is a plate where that screw is at. I don't know how to really show that. There you go. So you guys see that plate, or the plate stop right there? So that's pretty cool. So that way you're not bending it out. So it's just like the hinderer stop, only on reverse side. Awesome knives. Since I'm on it, I might as well go ahead and break this guy out. And this will take me a second here. Sorry guys. Just hopefully you're enjoying the view. Alright, so here's the Hinderer XM18. Blade stock, much thicker on the Azrael. The tip, can't compare. I mean, what can compare with an XM18 tip? I mean, that thing's just beefy. The titanium is close, but I think the Hinderer's got him. As far as the G10, Zeramano's got him beat. Beefiness, sturdiness, everything else. Blade length, approximately the same. I think the Zeramano's got him beat a little bit, maybe. As far as cutting edge, he definitely has him beat. Lockup, pretty much same. And you know, again, if you guys could find one of these, one of his newer models, $650 online on the forums. If you can manage to get one directly from Rick or one of Rick's sites that he sells through, $385. This one's his custom, so it's a little bit more expensive, but all in all, those are my G10 titanium frame comparisons. So as far as against the Strider, I think that it's got better tactical use, comfort in the hand. It's got it beat just because it's got that little bit amount of sway back to it, so it fits into your palm a little bit better. As far as tactical means, I think that it would do better because it's got the finger stop, or a blade stop. In case if somebody was cutting down on you and their blade hit your blade, it's going to run into that instead of your finger. Now, it's not completely protective. You still will be, you know, open on the sides, but at the same time, as far as thumb studs, it's got every single one of these guys beat. I mean, it's even got the XM18 beat by a chunk. And these thumb studs are just beasts. I'd have to say, as far as comfortableness in the hand, this knife has all of them beat. It even has, it's a close draw between the Hinderer, because the Hinderer's got that sway back, so it fits into the palm more comfortably. Because your palm is not a straight, you know, it's not a straight thing like a box. So like on the, you know, the Strider, or both the Strider and the Sebenzas, they all have straight backs. So it's not really a super comfortable fit because there's that little portion in the center of your palm right here that's not getting attention from the actual blade or the back spring. But in this one, you do get that feeling a little bit more. It's got good thickness to it just because that blade is extra thick, so it fits inside of a big man's hand a lot better than something that's nice and thin like this. So I mean, you can tell the difference in the thinness of that. The Strider, or the Sebenza's a little bit closer, but still not there. Definitely the Hinderer's got it beat. So Hinderer's just the beefiest knife that I've held in my hand, so it fits excellently. And so I hope the comparison to the multiples that I brought in for you guys is decent, and I hope you got all the info that you needed. Elongatus parata, and I hope you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching.